Hi guys, so if you're looking for Hermes sandal dupes, I have a really good one for you. I reviewed the Hermes Oran sandals a couple of weeks ago, but if you've been looking for Hermes dupes, I know you've come across the Steve Madden Hoku sandals. So I got them the other day from Nordstrom Rack. Gonna open them, kind of compare them, compare the look of them, the aesthetic, the feel of the leather, the pricing, the comfort, how the sizes run, everything like that. Now, when I'm saying dupes, like when I say Hermes dupes, I'm not talking about fakes. I just did a whole blog post on the difference between like fakes and counterfeits, which are obviously illegal, versus kind of dupes and inspired styles. The difference is kind of dupes aren't pretending to be the real deal. They're not pretending to be real Hermes sandals. They have Steve Madden name on it. They don't have the Hermes name. They don't have the Hermes logo. They're not trying to be the exact copy. So that's kind of the difference. It's kind of, I know it can be a bit of a gray area, but these are the closest I could find for Hermes dupes, for the Hermes dupe sandals. So, and they come in lots of different colors as well. I know there's loads of videos on it, so I'm going to try and be more thorough and kind of do different kind of aspects and different thoughts to some other people, just so you get kind of different ideas whether they're worth it or not. So let's open these up. Okay, so let's start off with the box, because I know a lot of us like our fancy shoe boxes and bags. This is not your gorgeous orange Hermes shoe box, because it's not Hermes. It is Steve Madden, and what I like about this, actually, I have to say, it's made from recycled materials. So yes, it's not going to be a box I want to display in my closet, but if you're being eco-friendly, eco-conscious, this is a good option. The box is also a lot smaller, so say you're buying it in a different town, a different country, you want to keep your shoe box, this is going to be smaller to pack and take with you. Okay. So I got the white ones because I love white. It goes with everything. Hence my outfit today, but you don't have to be wearing white. Obviously, they go with everything. Secondly, it was the price. The price for real Hermes Oran sandals is an eye-watering $700 plus tax. So the difference is, look, I scooped these up on sale for $49.97. They're originally $59.95. So literally $650 cheaper than the real deal. So if you're looking for a budget versus a luxury designer sandal, these are definitely a really, really good find. So when it comes to the aesthetic or the look of the sandals, that's where kind of the Hermes real sandals are a lot lower profile. What I noticed mainly, it's not the uppers, which both kind of have that H leather top strap, whatever you want to call that, going across the top of your foot. They both kind of have that very similar look. They both have the stitching on there. It is this profile that is different on them. So on the Steve Madden ones, it's a thicker sole and it has that rubber grip on them already. I just got these yesterday. That's why the labels are still on there. They have the grip on the bottom. They have that thicker sole. They have the comfort sole in there, and I have popped them on already, and they were really, really comfortable. I'll get more to that later. But that's where the difference is for me. So the real Hermes Oran sandals versus the dupes, or the Steve Madden Hoku sandals, whatever you want to call them. So I actually prefer the cheap version. I prefer the Steve Madden, the dupes, whatever you want to call them, because I find them much more comfortable. The Hermes ones, I would recommend getting this added to them because they're totally smooth, the soles, they're very slippery. This already has them and you're paying less for them. So that kind of like, for me, that's a no-brainer. This makes these guys a winner sole-wise. Aesthetic-wise, that's going to come down to personal taste. Because these are a bit thicker, I feel like they look a little more casual, kind of a little more, not athleisure wear, but definitely more casual than that sleeker sole that's on the Dior sandals and the Hermes sandals. My Dior I had to have resoled as well. I had a thicker sole put on them. I don't know why the designers do it. They seem to make that really, really thin sole, and obviously that's going to start getting damaged around the front there, which you're not going to have the issue with the Steve Madden sandals. Okay, so let me put these babies on for you so you can see how they look on the feet. I'll talk more about the sizing, the comfort, because obviously the comfort is just as important as the look. I know sometimes it's worth it for high heels, but if I'm wearing flat sandals, I definitely want them to be comfortable. Okay, so these are the Steve Madden sandals, which are kind of known for being the Hermes dupes on. So what I really like about that sole is they kind of hug your feet. The Hermes sandals, you just kind of slide into, they're flat, they're hard soles. These are really nice and squidgy and springy, so they feel really comfortable. Size-wise, I'm normally a 7. I got them in a 7. I find like lengthwise, they run really true to size. I will say I do find widthwise, they're quite wide. And I have wide feet, so I feel like if you have narrow feet, you're either going to want to size down or they're not going to work for you. So you might order a couple of different sizes. And at the top, you can see they're lifting up there. So that's where the width is on them. So if you're wide feet, you're going to love this style. They're going to be really good for you. So fit-wise, yes, true to size, little wise. Comfort-wise, I think they're way comfier than the real Hermes sandals because of that thicker molded sole. They feel really comfortable. Like they're shoes I would actually walk around in versus I feel like the Hermes are more go for lunch in. Also, the Hermes leather is a lot stiffer. It's probably a lot better quality and it's going to have that breaking in phase. Once they're broken in, great, but you do have a breaking in phase. Versus these, the leather is so soft from day one. So on the real Hermes sandals, they were digging in across the top of my toe joint. They're not doing that for me on there. A, because they're wider. Like I said, they sit slightly taller on my feet. But B, just because the leather is that much softer. So I feel like comfort-wise, definitely the Hermes Dupes, the Steve Madden sandals, are actually way more comfortable. So the other thing to consider when you're buying the real Hermes versus Hermes Dupes is kind of how they make you feel. So I don't know if you're going to be able to relate to this or if this just sounds weird, but for me, when I spend a lot of money on something, when I've worked hard for something, I know I'm wearing the designer item. I feel special in them. There's something to me about wearing designer shoes, bags, clothes, whatever it is. I just feel special and bougie when I put them on. Versus if I'm wearing a dupe, yes, they might be more comfortable. They save me money. I'm not worried about them, but they don't make me feel special. So dupes are kind of good when you want to if you don't want to spend as much money, if you want to get a look for less, a similar style, a dupe, without blowing your budget, versus buying the designer style, which is going to cost you a lot more. So that's something to factor in when you're deciding between buying real Hermes or dupes of anything, really. It's kind of like, it's something you can't put a price tag on, is how something makes you feel. So for me, I bought the real Dior slide sandals because there wasn't a dupe that felt like Dior. And I did the whole in-store boutique experience, the one in London in Bond Street. They're so nice in there. It was just a really good experience and I couldn't find a dupe that I liked. And I feel special when I wear them. The Hermes, I felt like the dupe is really good dupe and I don't feel the need to buy the real deal because they're not like a logo shoes like Dior. It says Dior across the top. You're not going to replicate that as easily as you can a dupe like this where it's just plain leather. So I hope that kind of made sense to you as well, and it's one thing to take into consideration when deciding between buying the real deal or a dupe of something. So color-wise, color options, you have a lot more color options with the real Hermes Oran sandals. They come in around 28 different colors right now, different materials. Some of them are covered in crystals, which are absolutely stunning. But you're going to pay over $1,000 for those. And they also kind of have faux fur, shearling style ones. So lots more options than the dupes. The Steve Madden sandals come in around 8 different colors. And they come mainly in leather, but they do have a denim pair and they do have a raffia. The raffia are super cute. It's like a beachy pair. The denim pair are obviously really on trend this year. But if you're looking for more color options, you're going to want to do Hermes. But price-wise, I'd be like, you know what? I'll suck up getting a color I don't love as much. For me, I got the white, so it didn't really matter, right? They both do white. White's white. And for that price point, the winner for me is dupes or real deal. For me, it's not the real Hermes. I would feel scared wearing them on a beach, going poolside, doing any water damage to them. I would baby them. Whereas I feel like the Hermes dupes, the Steve Madden sandals, I'll get more wear out of them. I can wear them around the pool. I can wear them to the beach. It doesn't matter if they get scuffed up or dirty because for that price, you just can replace them or just buy multiple different colors because they are so affordable. I find them way more comfortable, so I feel like I could walk further in them. I'd get more wear out of them. I wouldn't just be like, okay, I'm going to put these on to go to lunch and I can't get them dirty. Because for me, I personally think they're really expensive. And I have my Dior shoes, which are kind of very similar in the sole and that they're flat slide sandals. I don't feel like I need a second pair of designer slides I'm worried about. These are good, throw on go, comfort shoes, affordable. So for me, the winners, Hermes real deal or Hermes dupes. For me, it's totally the Hermes dupes. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up and subscribe. I'm going to link both the real Hermes sandals and the Hermes dupes in the description below. If you have any questions, concerns, fashion tips, drop them in the comments below.